Hello everyone, I am Arohi Tyagi. Welcome to MSTV. Yet again, we have with us a true legend whose story is going to inspire you in millions of ways. It's my privilege to introduce you to Dr. Chaudhary here, one of South Asia's most respected business leaders and philanthropist. Known as Nepal's first billionaire and the first Nepali to feature on the Forbes billionaire list, he is the chairman of CG Corp Global, a multinational group with a presence across the world. From making YY a global brand to creating successful businesses across multiple industries, his entrepreneurial journey is truly inspiring. Through the Chaudhary Foundation, he has also made a significant impact in education, healthcare, and social development. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Binod Chaudhary. Hello, sir. It's a privilege to have you here.
Great pleasure indeed.
So, sir, to begin with, what made you think to make this small family business into a multinational business what it is today? What was that thought that made you believe in it?
Well, first of all, I must thank you and your popular channel for this opportunity to share um, not only my thoughts but also about my aspiration for a new Nepal, which is in the making. Um, I was 18 when I was preparing to go to Mumbai to become a chartered accountant, just to become a part of the businesses. Like every youth has different kind of multiple dreams, multiple priorities in life. I also had that. I was very fond of singing. I was very fond of um, many other. Actually, I was even involved in producing a film,
Okay.
a movie on a movie produced on the life of a honest, sincere teacher called
Oh.
Basudev.
Mm.
I also happened to be along with a friend of mine, and that's recorded in my autobiography, the first one called Making It Big, where I opened the Nepal's first discotheque. So I had multiple and very colorful life, let's put it this way, as a young man. And suddenly my life changed because my father had a heart problem, and I had to come to business. We didn't have a big organization. We didn't have too many people supporting, and that was a time when you know the heart problems used to be it was perceived to be quite a complicated and a fatal kind of a problem to have. So I was advised by my family doctor that you better prepare yourself, don't have any distraction, this is your life now and you have to do your best. I started, and my problem started from day one. The moment I started, nobody anticipated, like someone who was helping my father. That's written in the book. I know that I'm giving you a long answer to a short question, but it's important, to put things in the perspective. He put in his resignation.
Oh.
We didn't expect that somebody was running a discotheque and somebody was preparing to go to Mumbai would come and join the business. So he felt threatened. So I told my dad that, look, hey, don't worry, you let me work with him for some time. I'll find a way and I'll pick it up. And that's exactly what happened. In few months' time, I was able to, and the nature of the business itself, as I have also mentioned, was that my father used to bring in textiles from Japan and Singapore. So I had the opportunity of seeing a big world, the world which was in the moving, the world which was really in the 70s. If you know, if you recall, that was the time when the Asian tigers were born. And these were the countries which were called the Asian tigers. The industry, the enterprise, technology was moving away from, or rather, let's say, uh, getting shifted with a sense of refinement to Asia from Europe. And that's what I had the opportunity of seeing, and that probably irrigated, seeded my dreams. I always say that I'm a small man. I was a small man, young man from a small country like Nepal, which was quite secluded, quite isolated, so to speak, from a business sense. From a business sense, and I had I was right there, where things were, actions were happening. The new technologies were taking place every day. So, being a good student, I was a good student though. Went to a public school, जिसे हम नेपाल में सरकारी स्कूल कहते हैं. Public schools in India has a different connotation. Even Doon School, which is one of the best, is a public school. So that's what probably gave me an inner sense that there is no world which is big enough for anyone, no matter how small a country you come from or how humble a background you belong to, is too big to dream. It's all about dreaming.
Yeah.
It's all about dreaming, and it's all about changing your dream. And it's all about working consistently with discipline to achieve that dream until it becomes true.
Right. Very well said. Very well said. So, sir, when people see you as Nepal's billionaire, they often see your success. They don't see the failures which you have encountered till the time you reached this success. Can you talk about one such failure which helped you dream bigger, or which helped you think that no, this is something which I have to do?
Yeah. First of all, I mean, a lot of people try to draw a wrong connotation with the word billionaire. Billionaire is not a tag by itself. I've always said this, that for some strange reason, there is no Nobel Prize that has ever been given to a businessman. Please do some research.
Ji.
You know, people from all walks of life who've done extraordinary things, they're recognized at a global platform. I don't know why, because I don't think businesses, creating brands, creating product, creating solutions is any less important in these days, in this world. So probably I always say that, being recognized for your work, for creating an enterprise, for creating a brand, for creating an organization which believes in good governance, corporate governance, ethical business practice, which believes in giving it back to the people, society through philanthropy.
Ji.
I often give the example of the Tatas in India, who are also, by the way, our partners. We are one of the largest partners of the Taj in across many countries. So I, I I truly believe that it's a sense of responsibility on your shoulders to be recognized as, when you say the only so and so from so and so. That means there is a lot of, I personally believe that I represent the face of Nepal. I
Absolutely.
represent the face of business in Nepal.
Absolutely.
I think every move of mine, every statement of mine, and every enterprise that we are involved in, how it operates, what kind of practices we resort to, how we are perceived by our consumers, our stakeholders. I think that's what determines, in true sense, who we are. And times have changed. Earlier, there was a situation where brands used to know, because by brands people used to know company, and because of the companies people used to know the people, the
Yeah.
promoters.
Yeah.
Okay. For instance, in our time, let's talk about Lifebuoy. You know, nobody would even recall who was the company behind Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy, everybody knew. Okay, but today it is the face of the company, the Adani, the Ambanis, the Tatas, and then what they encompass in terms of or even this, I'm not just, these are easy names that come to my mind, that's why I'm taking these. There are so many
So,
entrepreneurs
yeah.
who made India proud. These are the people who speak for a value that they bring to the table. The value in terms of the value for money, for the product and services they render.
Yeah.
It's a competitive world. There is no
Yes.
monopolies.
Yeah.
Okay. And there is a sense of responsibility. And in the quest for identifying the solution, right solution for the problems that you encounter, and this is where now I'm coming to your question, one has to constantly and continuously re-engineer and reinvent.
See.
And there are obviously success and failures are part of life.
Yeah.
As they say that there is nothing wrong in falling down so long you have the courage to rise up
Right.
and run again.
Absolutely.
I think that's what we've done. Sometimes it has taken us 20 years to rebuild a business or make sure that that particular, ultimately that business begins to deliver and make a name for itself.
Absolutely. That resilience is what has made you today
Yeah.
what you
I
are.
think it's all about resilience. It's all about commitment, all about discipline.
Great. So, sir, many young entrepreneurs must be coming to you, bringing lots of ideas that I have this idea of a startup, today because, startups are something at which youngsters are looking at. So, what is that one quality which you see in an founder or an entrepreneur and you think that, yes, he is the one who can do something big in life? What is that one quality which you see in him?
I want to see the spark in the eyes. You can see that, at least I can see that.
Okay.
Of course, there has to be the power of the idea has to be good. It has to be appealing. Whatever business that you are talking about, or whatever product you are talking about, whatever innovation you are talking about, whether it works, whether there is actually a room in the marketplace, or
Yeah.
there is an opportunity for you to take that particular product or brand to the next level,
Hmm.
वो तो होता ही है.
जी.
लेकिन वो करने का वो जो करेज जो बोले, या वो जो
जज्बा.
जो जो जज्बा, हाँ, दैट्स द राइट वर्ड. वो जज्बा आंखों से दिखता है.
जी.
और उसके बाद तो खैर डिसिप्लिन, कमिटमेंट, कितना सीरियस है, सारी चीजें तो होती है.
Right, right, sir. Sir, latest you've written this book, Made in Nepal, which talks a lot about your life plus the Nepal country as whole. Can you tell us something about this book?
Well, my first book was published in 2013, and we did very, very well, because I think a lot of people knew me, but many people did not know me, that from what kind of a ladder I've come up.
Hmm.
A lot of people used to think that is not 2013 is not too long ago.
Hmm.
So people used to think, ki, bhai, this man is must have come with tons of bags of money, and or family must have done this or that, or must have been many unspoken kind of um, or untold stories behind of how the empire was built. So it was a kind of there was a huge gap in understanding the person behind.
Hmm.
When they came to know that this is the same man who came from a very modest family, went to a government school, went in a government bus, local public bus, and then from there this fellow has come up.
Rose. Yeah.
So that, I think, created a sense of hope and confidence in many people. And that's why I believe that the book also played a very important role in transforming the lives of many, because they वो डर मन से, जो
Hmm.
एक हिचक जिसको कहते हैं ना, कि जो नहीं हो सकता, that सोच को निकालने में मुझे लगा कि उस किताब ने कुछ काम किया. इसीलिए वो किताब और बढ़ती गई, और भी उसकी डिमांड बढ़ती गई. 7 लैंग्वेजेस में अब तक बन चुकी है. और वो 2013 के बाद, when the book was then, I think by then, until 2025, a lot of events have taken place. So I
Hmm.
thought that there was a need for me to update my own readership as well as my own generation. The book is not only written for the outside world, it's also written for your own group, your own family as a legacy that you want to leave behind.
Yeah.
What values you have lived with,
Yes.
and how you want to, what are your dreams and aspirations for what your group is. And then I started writing this. And one thing led to the other, and when the book was ready and it had gone for printing, the Gen Z movement happened. So that brought in a new angle.
Hmm.
It was no longer a story about CG or Binod Chaudhary. It was a story about Nepal, a changing Nepal, a new Nepal. And that's why we called it Made in Nepal.
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Sir, it's also believed that business leaders like you have a bigger role to play in the building of a nation than just, giving employment opportunities or other opportunities to people. Have you come, I'm sure you must have, come to a phase where then you have to take uh, difficult business decisions. Any one such incident which you would like to share?
See, I think the way I read it, like you're asking me two questions. One is, in the process of doing business, what is it that you can do that can have a much larger
Yes.
impact? I think that's what you're asking me by being very careful and polite. Is money making the only objective, or having a successful company is the only objective, or what kind of an impact are you talking about, thinking about? So I'd like to address that, and the second question, which you're not asking, but I know, which is somewhere hidden there, that for anybody who believe that, who have accomplished to a certain level and handed over to the next generation, life has evolved. Now then, still there are expectations from the country, let's say,
Yes.
the new generation, कि आपने हमारे लिए क्या किया?
Hmm.
आपने नाम तो बहुत बड़ा बना दिया कंपनी का. Brands are also going all over the world. Businesses are also growing. Your hotels are everywhere. Anywhere we go, we see Nepalese flag flying everywhere.
Hmm.
But what does that mean to us? What have you done for us?
Hmm.
They don't realize that one individual's life is not big enough to transform a country unless you are in politics.
Yeah.
I've always believed, a lot of people, a lot of us, particularly in the South Asia, particularly in the third world, we abuse politics.
Hmm.
All politics is a bad name. Without realizing that without politics, countries don't change. No philosopher, no scientist, no top businessman, no big film star, no big writer, or for that matter, no big professor can change a country. Change a country. You can change your respective domain.
Hmm.
Okay. Real change can come by politics. And I did my part. I'm a three-time member of parliament. Third time, first time I went there as a constituent assembly member to write the new constitution, part of it. Second time was under, like you have the upper house, Rajya Sabha, that. And then I came to a conclusion that no, even that's not enough. If I have my sincere intentions of trying to change the society or do something, I've got to go down to the people.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done. For somebody in my position to have gone to the villages and to the wards, to work with the farmers, to work with the local communities, particularly in a country which has its own share of hardships,
Hmm.
unemployment,
Hmm.
you know, a lot of social issues. I mean, it's a tough thing, and a lot of people advised me that you shouldn't even think of it, because there is a built-in sense of jealousy and hatred for businessmen
Hmm.
in the minds of the people. कि these are the people who extort. हम गरीब इन्हीं के कारण हैं.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
आम लोगों के मन में ये भी भावना मिलती है.
जी.
लेकिन मैंने वो भी चैलेंज लिया और गए, लड़े, जीते भी, और उस क्षेत्र का विकास में जो हो सकता था वो किया भी. और अभी भी मुझे कोई भी बिल्कुल तकलीफ इस बात की नहीं है कि एक नया चेंज आया, एक नई रेजिम आई है. 35-year-old प्राइम मिनिस्टर आए हैं, who is trying to transform the country. Two-thirds of the parliament is comprising of well-educated young people less than 40 years of age.
Hmm.
and I'm going to, I wish them luck, and I wish my country, I will hope that in my own lifetime, and often people ask me ki, what is this one single desire that you feel you still not that has still not been fulfilled? Without any false sense of modesty, I must say that I'm well respected, business is good, I'm blessed by 3 sons and 7 grandchildren, etc. So I can't have no reason to complain about anything. There's no end. दुनिया में तो ये गोल पोस्ट तो बढ़ता ही जाता है आगे. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. एक ही I want to see a very prosperous, proud Nepal before I die. है ना. अब वो शायद बनने के लाइन में जा रहा है. मैंने अपना पार्ट किया as a businessman, as an industrialist, as somebody who has worked with the society, even as a politician. I did my part, but now it's in the hands of the new generation.
Absolutely, sir. And sir, कब आपको ऐसे लगा that your success has now become a responsibility? Because leaders के ऊपर responsibility रहती है. ऐसे unsaid responsibility is there on the successful businessmen also of the nation. चाहे वो nation की responsibility है, चाहे it is towards your company, towards your people. So when did you think that this success has now led me to a point wherein I have a responsibility on my shoulders?
नहीं, ये आपने बहुत ही अच्छा सवाल किया है, क्योंकि हालांकि साउथ एशिया में there are very limited people, who really appreciate and take it in the right spirit the contributions of a businessman who stands for the country. Generally लोग ये कहते हैं कि बिजनेस करता है पैसा कमाने के लिए, वो तो उसका प्रोफेशन है ना. हम खरीदते हैं, उसका किसी से धंधा चलता है. People forget that it's much way beyond that. Okay, one could easily choose to have a more comfortable, cozy life. Once you've earned enough to have a comfortable life, you don't have to go on doing. The more you go on doing, the less time you have to yourself.
Yes.
The less time you have to yourself, and the more that your own need goes on decreasing. खाना कम हो जाता है, नींद कम आनी शुरू हो जाती है, आदमी की जिंदगी में परिवर्तन आता है, दूसरी टाइप का सोचने का नजरिया बदल जाता है. तो लोग कम समझते हैं इस बात को, अप्रिशिएट कम करते हैं. अब थोड़ा बढ़ने लगा है. क्या आई थिंक टुडे एक जमाना था, सिंस यू बिलोंग टू द मीडिया, एक जमाना था, कोई किसी जमाने में वो हमारे उस टाइम में अगर किसी डेली मेन स्ट्रीम न्यूज़पेपर में अगर कोई न्यूज़ अगर लास्ट पेज के एक टुकड़े में भी आ जाता तो बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाती थी. That was the space allocated to the people from business community. और आज के दिन में there are magazines and newspapers who only thrive and television channels only on business. I think the businessmen are regarded as much, if not more, than any social worker or any top politicians or anybody else in any other field.
Yes.
So responsibility तो एक पहले दिन से ही शुरू हो जाती है. Responsibility towards your own people, बिकॉज उनकी ज़िंदगी आपके से जुड़ी होती है, उनके सपने आपसे जुड़े होते हैं, आपके कंज्यूमर से की तरफ आपकी जिम्मेदारी, वो आप पर भरोसा करके आपका सामान खरीदते हैं
जी.
और उनको सही चीज़ सही दाम में सही वक्त पर मिलना चाहिए और कंसिस्टेंसी होनी चाहिए और रिलायबल होना चाहिए. और सोसाइटी जहाँ पर आप रहते हैं, सोसाइटी की भी आपसे अपेक्षा होती है. पीपल हैव द एक्सपेक्टेशन, जिसके पास होता है उसी से अपेक्षा होती है.
बिल्कुल.
So you have to also play a role there. So I think the path gets more and more as you grow, as you prosper, as you go forward. My own thinking is that I think there is somewhere there is a sense of containment, happiness, sense of satisfaction, but a large chunk of yourself is all the time under pressure.
Yeah.
To pressure to do more, pressure to deliver more, to deliver better, and to make sure that you don't deviate.
And give back to the society.
And give back to the society.
Yes. Absolutely. So थोड़ा सा फन करते हैं सर, एक रैपिड फायर राउंड करते हैं. ठीक है, तो रूल्स हैं. आई विल से द क्वेश्चन, जो चीज आपके दिमाग में सबसे पहले आती है, जस्ट आंसर दैट. One book every young entrepreneur should read.
Making it big.
Okay. One leader you admire the most.
J.R.D. Tata.
One habit that has contributed most to your success.
Time management.
One mistake which young entrepreneurs should avoid.
They become impatient.
Okay. One word that defines leadership.
Self-confidence.
And one word that defines success.
It's relative.
And what is success to you, sir?
That's also relative. Success to me is I'm sitting with you in front of here within the confines of my circumstances. I'm sitting here. If I was born in US, probably I would be sitting at a different level. If I was born in some other country or in a different field, I may have been somewhere else. So it all depends on the enabling environment, where you are, how you are, and 50% I always say is also destiny. You know, in my life, if you read my both the books, you will find that many times I plan something, but something else happens,
Hmm.
and that something else happens because for a reason.
Hmm.
No PWCs, no KPMGs, no Big Fours ever were involved ever. I'm not saying anything out of a disrespect in any of the major businesses that we did in
Hmm.
our group. They were all circumstantial. Why I was born on the baggage belt of Tribhuvan International Airport. It's a long story. Read the book.
Okay.
The hotel, we wouldn't have been in the hotel industry unless my destiny took me to from Nepal, instead of Nepal to Sri Lanka. At a time, not even Sri Lankans were interested to invest in Taj Samudra. So there is a big, you make an effort, you are committed, you are disciplined, you're prepared to go all the way. But at the end of the day, there is something called destiny. Somewhere, भाग्य का चक्कर जरूर होता है.
Such a wonderful and such engaging thoughts that you left us with. One last thing with which you would want to leave the viewers and the students here. What would be your advice to the young entrepreneurs of today?
You know, likewise, I want to thank you and the channel once again. It's really been uh, very nice and very uh, honest, sincere, and very exciting conversation. Mm, With regard to what I would like to say, the new generation is they actually, I'd like to say two things. One, there could not have been a better time for them than now because the whole world is connected and there is no room for you to say that, my family does not belong to business. I don't have big capital. I don't have the support system or organizational in terms of organization. All these things can come together if you have you have the ability to innovate, ability to think, and you don't even have to think yourself. There is plenty of material in the public domain which is in right in your own hand instead of watching a TikTok or a reel of some other things. If you start researching that what are the innovations, what are the startups which are taking place, which have taken place in different parts of the world by young people like yourself, which has made it big. That's number one. Take out. The second is take out the complex from within and the habit of complaining कि नहीं हो सकता,
Hmm.
करने ही नहीं देते.
Hmm.
हमारी तो सरकार ही ऐसी है, हमारी तो पॉलिसी ऐसी है. वो इजी एक्सक्यूज है अपने आप को मतलब डिफेंड करने के लिए. ऐसी कोई चीज़ नहीं है दुनिया में. और बहुत ही मुश्किल से मुश्किल मौके पर मुश्किल से मुश्किल समय पर लोगों ने बनाया है. अभी भी बन रहा है, कल भी लोग बनाने वाले हैं. आप उसमें उस रोड दौड़ में शामिल हो सकते हैं या नहीं, ये आपको अपने आप को पूछना है.
So, heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Chaudhary, for talking to us, sparing your time, and meeting us all here today. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for listening and joining in. Have a good day.